Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. As you can see again, I'm flying solo. Koshionos, Chris, he is still on vacation. So I'm here at my house, but here bringing to you a SmackDown Live and 205 Live review. And honestly, pretty decent show. Both of them overall. I mean, you had Shane and all the women start off SmackDown, revealing the Money in the Bank briefcase. It wasn't pink, it was white with the green lettering. I like it. Good stuff. I mean, I'm glad they didn't glitz it up and make it all goofy and everything. Good stuff. And then you had Naomi come out and it's like, oh, I just wish I could compete in it because I won't have a match of Money in the Bank. And cue Lana, she's finally here. Looking great in a blue dress, by the way. My God, looking just great in a blue dress. And then says, oh, maybe I'll challenge you for the championship, Naomi. I'll beat you for the championship. I deserve a shot. And everybody laughs, understandably. And I don't know if they were actually laughing just playing along or if they were legit laughing because they're like, does Lana really think she's that hot shit? Lana is hot, by the way, but you know, people kept asking all through the show, during this segment, you know, whenever it was brought up on commentary, what has she done to deserve this? What has she done to, you know, deserve this spot? And by the way, they did have a 6-women's match. Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky versus Natty, Carmella, and Tamina. Tamina, shockingly, did not get injured during this. It was a decent match, and I called it right after Naomi pretty much insulted and chased off Lana, you know, using her words. That Lana was going to come out and distract Naomi at the very least, or even attack her. She attacked her. Naomi got pinned. Okay, yeah, champion shouldn't get pinned, but in this way it did tell a story, and it was the only way for Naomi to get the fire in her to say to Shane later, hey, I want a match with her, and I will even put up my title. Sadly, this probably means Lana is going to win at Money in the Bank, which will be atrocious unless they do a cash-in right after. They do a cash-in by whoever wins the briefcase, whether it's Becky, Carmella, or Natty. Those are the only ones I could see winning, because I don't see Charlotte winning it. I don't think she needs to. And, I mean, sorry, but it's like I don't see Tamina winning it. I see Tamina not getting injured during that ladder match would be a success for her. So I can't say I'm too stoked about Naomi and Lana, but at least Naomi has a match. I fear that this may be the end of her title reign. It shouldn't be, but I fear they're going to go that route. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, though. I mean, they could have Naomi retain, and then Carmella could cash in on her right afterwards, and they could have that happen. Then Lana could challenge for the championship again, somewhere down the road. Then Ziggler versus AJ Styles. Of course, after losing in his hometown last week, AJ got his win back here. Decent match, not as good as the one that they had last week, but still, AJ got his win. 50-50 booking lives on. Hooray. And then the Fashion Files with New Day. It was decent, but it dragged on a little bit. I'm kind of sick of the New Day. I mean, Fashion Files, Breeze and Fandango at least understand their roles and have fun with it. And they may never be more than a one-time tag team champion. You know, have a reign, kind of like Slater and Rhino. Maybe they win it in September, lose it, you know, December, have a nice little 3-month run. The problem is New Day. I mean, I like the guys. All the guys are talented. Woods, Kofi, and Big E are all talented. It's time for them to end this thing soon. It's time for them to go their separate ways. Don't make more New Day merch. Sell out of it and move on from there. Because I'm sorry, New Day, while it's still a good act, it has gotten stale to me, and they need to cut it off before everybody really starts to get hurt by it. Yeah, they still get pops, but oh well. Jinder versus Mojo. Mojo won an opportunity, so okay, Mojo, you want to get in the Money in the Bank ladder match, face the guy that you beat that is now the WWE champion in Jinder Mahal. Singh Brothers came out and they introduced Jinder. Okay, whatever. I don't care about Jinder one bit. Jinder is the worst WWE champion of all time. And I don't care about the shock factor or whatever. Jinder's the worst WWE champion of all time. He's worse than Vince because at least Vince only held the title for a few days. They might try to give Jinder a long run. If they want to give Jinder a long run, that's ridiculous. Unless this ends with Rusev beating him at SummerSlam or something like that, something justifiable, there is no reason. No, unless Zayn beats him at SummerSlam and then Corbin cashes in. There's no reason. No reason at all for Jinder to be WWE champion. I mean, I don't care about the Indian market, whatever, that kind of stuff. I mean, good. Hope the Indian market is happy, even though Jinder's Canadian also. So maybe the Canadian market should be a little happier. I just don't care about him. I just don't care. It's shit. It pisses on the legacy of the WWE title. Absolutely pisses on it. But still, him and Mojo had a match. It was a limp match, and Jinder won, duh. Mojo, I think, is now being just pushed totally back down the card. I don't think that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal win is going to matter for him. And Jinder just isn't worthy as a champion. He cut a promo where he seemed confused. I mean, and maybe it's because he's doing this forced character or whatever, even though he's Canadian and, you know, and Hindi. But it just isn't working. It's just not working at all. People say, oh, he's getting boos. It's such cheap heat, though. It's such cheap heat. Anyway, moving on from that. New Day versus the Clones. The Colons, as I call them. It was quick. New Day won. And then the Usos. The Usos come out. But before that, somebody said at one point on commentary, I forget if it was Graves, not Graves, but I forget if it was Phillips or Saxon. It could have been JBL, because it sounds like something stupid that JBL would say. By the way, JBL, praises Jinder so damn much. I guess maybe because since cows are sacred in India, and since JBL's the fat, disgusting cow he is, that must be why he praises Jinder, because he wouldn't die over there in India. That's right, I'll take shots at JBL all I want. The Clones have brought legitimacy to the tag team division. Guys, you spelled jobber wrong. You spelled jobbing wrong. That's all they do is job. They're not going to do anything other than job. Usos can't talk. They just can't. They're not. They gotta stop forcing the street thug thing to the point where they're trying to make them black, and they're not black. They're Samoan. There's different. And the Uso Penitentiary, whoever came up with this push should have been jailed. Because I'm sorry, the Usos are not interesting. They're the Samoan Young Bucks. They have a little more personality than the Young Bucks, which isn't saying much, because this goddamn pen has more personality than the Young Bucks and has better way of selling moves. Still, Usos versus New Day. I don't know who's going to win. I'll call that next week when I do my preview. Zayn deserves better because he got attacked by Baron Corbin. And then Corbin sounded so bored. Big shot. Corbin sounded bored. But whatever. Corbin was out on commentary for this. Again, sounding so bored. Corbin, stop wearing beanies. You're not going to hide the fact that you're going bald. Come over to the Bald Brotherhood, my friend. Just do that. Owens versus Nakamura. The first time. For the last time. Since the last time. This is the first time in WWE they faced off. I mean, the fact that they try to say it was the first time ever, no, they faced off in Ring of Honor before, and I'm sure they faced off in a Japan show. I'm not totally sure about the Japan show one, but I'm pretty certain about the Ring of Honor one. And it was a good match for what it was, but Owens is taking another pin, and by the way, Owens is working through a broken thumb, so hopefully he'll be okay. Big ups to him for wearing a cast and going back out there and entertain. That's what true people do. That's what true wrestlers do. And bravo to Kevin Owens. Nakamura wins. Neither guy's going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And they'll feud over the U.S. title. Maybe Nakamura wins it at SummerSlam. That's what I would do. I would, instead of Battleground, which I think Battleground's the next pay-per-view in July for SmackDown, I would have Nakamura win the title at SummerSlam. You have this big moment for Nakamura, and it would be nice. Be nice for him to get the championship. Still, SmackDown was a B-. It certainly was better than Raw. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, I'll give it a B- because there was some limp stuff in there, but it wasn't too bad. It was certainly better than Raw. Which, I'm sorry, people can say that Raw last night, Raw in Pennsylvania was so good at the Mohegan Sun Arena. You can say it was good all you want, and that's fine. We all have different opinions. I thought it was not very good. That's why I gave it a C- at best. Now we go to 205 Live. You have Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander. Good match. Cedric won. Said he was done with Dar. I don't think this is going to be the end of it. It should be, because it was a clean win. Dar deserves better than this, than to look like such a jobber. He's really talented, and he's only 23, 24 years old. That's not knocking Cedric. I'm just saying put him in better angles. Cedric, hopefully, maybe can team with Apollo Crews or somebody where you can make them a fun tag team, because Cedric just got worlds of talent, and I hope he gets more opportunities. Then you had Mustafa Ali face a guy named Louis Valley. It was a squash, though. Valley looked decent. At times, got a couple spots in. And then Gulak tries to come out and distract Ali. That did not work. And Ali got the win and then hit a dive on the outside. ... Hashtag dive. That could be a good feud. I think Gulak's got a pretty good character going here. Then Neville versus TJP. It's what you would expect. You would expect a good match, a really good match. And well worked, even though I don't necessarily buy TJP as a sympathetic figure because he kind of, he got used by Neville. And it's just ridiculous that he fell for it. Still, I thought for a second TJP might get the win. Then he didn't. Neville retains. And it was a good match. It was really enjoyable. They did a lot of good submission wrestling, some good high flying. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed how Neville was just such a dick of a heel. It really worked. But it was hard for me to get totally invested, again, when TJP wasn't a sympathetic figure when he's supposed to be a heel. So, I don't know. Still, 205 Live gets a B-. I'll give it a B- because Darn Cedric was good. Neville versus TJP was really good, but it's like still, there was good stuff. And also Swan and Tozawa would be a really fun tag team, full-time tag team. They need to team them up more. Anyway, that's what I gotta say, folks, about SmackDown Live and 205 Live. Do you agree, disagree? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter link is, of course, in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. I will see you soon.